Hi folks, Larry Winget here, back with another episode of Ask Larry Winget Anything, the YouTube series where you can ask Larry anything. All you have to do is write me at info@larrywinget.com. You've been doing a great job at sending your questions in. I will say this, some of you, your questions are just too specific. I mean, no one in the world is going to want to hear what I have to say except for you, which means I'm not going to answer your question, because no one's going to watch the YouTube video except for you, which doesn't do me any good. And I do these so a lot of people will watch these. So it'll do a lot of people some good. And it's not going to happen. I'm not going to answer your question. So think about that when you write me. Make sure it's of interest to a lot of people, so a lot of people can benefit from both the question and the answer. Deal? Okay. 2 questions this week. They both have to do with money. First one, I'm currently reading your book, You're Broke Because You Want to Be. Cool. I'm doing my best to get myself out of a paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle. Good idea. I have an upcoming bonus and wanted to ask, should I put it into an emergency fund or pay off a high-interest credit card? Great idea. A lot of year-end bonuses happening, and that's a good question. That's what I'm talking about. It's a question that applies to a lot of people. Here's my idea. If you have a high-interest credit card, the best thing you can do is pay that off. You need to pay off any high-interest credit card because that's really, really bad debt. But you might do this. You might make sure you pay off part of that high-interest credit card and keep just a bit of it back for an emergency fund. You always need some money on hand in case you have some crisis or emergency happen. So I would probably take the bonus and split it in half and do a bit of both with it. That makes more sense to me. Next question is this. I grew up in a big family, 9 in the family, in a very small town, a town of 500. Married my wife of 31 years, have a son just graduated high school. We have a reasonable portfolio with no debt other than a mortgage. My question is, if I can do this coming from a very modest background, why can't others? I feel like my wife and I have sacrificed all our lives to live modestly and within our means, and now it appears as we get closer to retirement that more and more folks have squandered their life and their resources away, and all they have are their hands out wanting to be saved. Are we that much smarter than them, or are we nuts for having not spent all we've made as we've made it? We enjoy your books, so forth, so forth. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the books. Here's the deal. You said the key words in there. We've sacrificed our entire life. Here's what I've discovered. People don't want to sacrifice. They're not willing to sacrifice. Here's what I have discovered along the way. If you want to be successful, all you have to do is this. You have to figure out where you are, figure out where you want to be, and figure out what you're going to give up along the way to get from where you are to where you want to be. The key is you got to give up. People are not willing to give up anything. We're in a society where they're not willing to give up. They're not willing to sacrifice. We do live in a society where we believe it will be handed to us. That if we squander all our money, if we screw up, if we have lost our money or lost our way, or if we get sick, or if we just piss away all our money and we have nothing, that someone will come to our rescue and give us a handout and save us. We have that mentality right now, and it's a damn shame. And you did the right thing. And sadly, those of us who have done the right thing are now paying the price for that. And it's not right, and it's not fair, and it's wrong. And I'm pissed off about it, and you're pissed off about it, and a lot of us are pissed off about it. And that's the way it is. But we have done the right thing by sacrificing and living modestly and living within our means. And that's not the way our kids are being taught, and we have to turn that around. We have to teach our children to live within their means. We have to teach them, and sadly, our generation did not teach our kids that that was the right way to live, and we are at fault for that. I wrote a book called Your Kids Are Your Own Fault, and now we are paying the price for not teaching our kids that it is wrong to take handouts, that it is wrong to expect others to take care of us when we pissed away our savings, that we did the wrong thing, that it is wrong, that there's something wrong within our brains to expect others to take care of us when we didn't take care of ourselves. But this is where we are, and I'm afraid we've reached the tipping point. When we've got more people on the government dole than we do have working to take care of themselves, well, we've reached that tipping point, and we're in a very fragile place right now in our society, and it's showing up in our economy. You've done the right thing. I applaud you. Lots of us are doing the right thing, but right now we have more takers than builders and makers. And that's a shame. I applaud you for doing the right thing. I wish there were more of us. I wish I had a better answer for you. The key is all of us who are still builders and makers need to keep doing what we're doing, and right now step in and teach our children more and more that this is the way it ought to be, and need to teach our grandchildren, because they are the future, not our kids. Our kids are screwing up. The 30s and 40-year-olds, they're screwing up. The few that are doing the right thing need to make sure they jump in right now with their kids and get their minds right so our country has a future. Thanks for listening, folks. Again, write me with a question that interests a lot of people. I appreciate you listening to me.